Words can make you filled with joy, happiness, even excitement. But words can also turn around and destroy your feelings in moments, leaving you empty, confused, and at times, depressed. An important thing about emotional abuse is that it is very elusive. It can happen over a long period of time without you even realizing. Some researchers and therapists believe that it can be more damaging than physical abuse, since it can alter and make you feel differently about yourself and your beliefs about who you are, what you're going to do with your life, and leaving invisible wounds. My parents sometimes acted like this. It was only on occasion, though. In fact, they were actually very caring and treated my sister and I with love. But sometimes I felt like they cared too much, especially when it was about my education. When it came to school, my parents were like different people. They would say things like, "You guys are really lucky. You should be grateful you get to have all these things in America. We never got to get as good of an education as you, so you should study hard." Then, they would proceed to tell me how horrible and miserable their lives were when they lived in Laos, which was a poor, undeveloped country at the time. Even if it's subtle, it was still a guilt trip. Everything my parents expected of me. If I didn't get a good grade in my classes, if I didn't do my homework for a day, they would make me feel bad about myself by using their past hardships. This was me, age 17. I was asked to be an interviewee for the DigiGirls camp at the Microsoft headquarters located in Las Colinas. This 3-day camp empowered girls to consider going into the vastly growing technology field for their career. From a young age, I've always known that I wanted to do something that combined art and technology. Attending this camp only affirmed my passion for the subject, and I knew that this is what I wanted. It's what inspired me to pursue emerging media and communications here at UT Dallas. However, my parents didn't feel the same way. They wanted me to be an accountant or a nurse. They told me that what I wanted to do wasn't good enough because it wasn't going to make enough money. They would say things like, "This is for your own good. We just want the best for you. And we are leading you on the right path in life." I knew that they were only saying those things because they cared for me and wanted me to succeed in life, but I was still hurt. Why couldn't I do something I liked? Why was it so wrong? Why did I have to pretend to be someone that I'm not? For the longest time, I believed in my parents. For the longest time, I thought that I would be a failure if I followed my dreams, that I had to give up my dreams in order to be realistic and to follow what my parents wanted. For the longest time, I thought that this was how to live life. I wish that my parents could understand that their words do affect me, even if I don't show it sometimes. But you can't just change someone's culture that easily. You can't just get them to change the way they think and feel when it's all they've known their entire life. For my whole life, my only defense mechanism has been to prove my parents wrong for the things that I've wanted. It was painful to go through because they've never thought anything I did was good enough or thought that whatever I wanted to do was wrong until I showed them otherwise. Each trophy I got as a kid, each achievement I've earned at school throughout my student career, were the only times my parents ever really praised me for anything. And each time I got an award, they would encourage me to do better, to achieve more. I only made them proud when I proved to them that I wasn't useless. But that's not how I wanted to live. I didn't want to live for their sake. I wanted to live for mine. Up until recently, I always wanted to please my parents. But after a while, I realized what they were doing and treated it like a game. No matter what I did, my parents would always find something to dislike for me to work on. There's just no winning. I learned firsthand that you can't please everyone, no matter how hard you try. I can only hope to reason with my parents why the life choices that I make are just fine, even if they don't fully support them. At the same time, all of the emotional self-esteem issues I went through because of them has also taught me to be a stronger person.